Okay, looks like everyone's connected to audio. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. So we'll get started quickly and run through this. We like to keep these kind of tight and on time. So I'll just get going. So basically, we are running a micro webinar series. The idea being every week there's a very quick webinar that people can pop on and sort of learn a little bit, see a little bit about Shep. Sometimes it's just product updates. Sometimes it's just general conceptual things that can be helpful in your business. So as you can see, we do it almost every Thursday. Today was different. It's a Friday, obviously, because we just had a conflict. But you can register at this site right here. You can register at the bit.ly link, which or on our website at shep.com. Go to the resources. And there we post all the upcoming webinars as well as links and recordings to past ones. And so the idea is you can invite your team, you'll just pop in if you like, just to kind of check things out. We're doing demos, previews, new features, how-tos, etc., etc. So today's topic is around how to make your policy more consumable, make it stand out, make people actually care and read it. So the problem is that today, people just don't really read policies, whether they're travel policies, IT, procurement, SaaS policies. There's a few reasons for that. Primarily that they're often irrelevant. So, your HR or your security team, travel team creates a policy that has to be very broad. And it's just by design, it's got to kind of cover all the cases, all the people. And so there's little relevance to a lot of people, and that relates to timeliness. Sometimes it's like, this isn't relevant to me now. It may be relevant in 6 months, 2 weeks, or a year. So irrelevance means that people don't really read them. Honestly, they can be boring. Long legalese documents that are covering every sort of, covering every ass that needs to be covered, which is understandable. It's necessary. But it means that for your average employee, it can be kind of boring. And then they can be confusing. Again, you've got these long, complicated words and sort of terms and things that employees aren't always familiar with. So they can sometimes be confused with what they're looking at, what they need to do with the information, how to move forward on that. And so that's kind of the three main reasons we see that people don't read a lot of policies, no matter what policies they are. And so we're going to introduce what we're calling the policy plate framework. And I'm going to switch my camera for a little bit of fun. Normally in these webinars, I kind of create a framework and I'll draw like a model that helps you think about things. Today, going to be a little more creative and experimental and possibly fall on my face if this doesn't work out. But we're introducing what we're calling the policy plate framework. And so if you look at building your policy or your communication strategy around your policy, you want to think about it the same way you put together a meal, which, tortured metaphor, but go with me here. So the main part of your policy is what would be on your plate, your veggies, the good stuff, the healthy food that you need a part of. That is where you're getting the nourishing, the most valuable stuff. That when the employee leaves, they've eaten their broccoli, they've gotten their good stuff, they know the information they need. The next thing you need to make sure is sort of, they say with protein, you need it the size of your palm, I guess, or something. My wife's a chef, so I should know. But, you need your protein, and that is the right portion. So it can't be too big. You can't expect an employee to read a 40-page document and actually get through it and understand it. The next part is your carbs. Now everyone's very carb conscious, obviously, but it's still important. You probably don't want to eat an entire loaf. Maybe just have a chip. And that is appetizing. So that's sort of like you look forward to your potatoes, your fries, whatever it is. So that's the appetizing. So you want to make it easy to consume. So it's got the right information. It's not too heavy and it's easy to consume. And then lastly, if you're feeling a little naughty, you can have a waffle for dinner or a donut. You can have a cake. So that's our dessert. You want to make it fun. You want to make it attractive and visual. So your policy is not just a massive Word doc that someone has to fight through. So basically, you want to keep it short and targeted. So while it is important to have everything covered in your policies, you want to find a way to break it down into post-it note size. So you're just giving the information that's most relevant to the employee at the moment they need it. So they're not having to try and dig it up and remember it. You want to make it kind of visually engaging. Technology these days allows you to really bring in more personality, more visual elements to things. So whether it's a graph, a chart, or a emoji, a video, like multimedia and rich media means that you can communicate these things outside of paragraphs and paragraphs of dense text. And you want to extend your cultural tone. So you want to make it so that if you're strict, if it's very top down and lots of rules, you can have that tone in your messaging. But you can also be educational and sort of training and development focused, or you can just kind of be irreverent and silly. Showed you a bunch of GIFs and emojis there. So like you can actually extend your company's cultural tone and personality into your policy delivery, not necessarily a policy. Obviously legal is just going to want a big stack of papers, big Word doc, but you want to be able to break it out so it's consumable. So I'll actually show you what this looks like and how Shep can help you do some of this stuff. So for example, if I was an employee, and for those that don't know, Shep is a browser extension that lives up in your browser and is able to trigger notifications and bite-sized pieces of policy as you go across the internet. So for example, an employee might go to Orbitz in a travel use case, and you could here say, hey, should you be here? And you can see we've got a training video giving them an overview of the tool they should be using. In this case, it's Concur. So we're using visual communication and we're telling them their policy. Now, this isn't a Word doc that they've forgotten about. This is popping up. You're on the wrong place. You need to go somewhere else. And then you can actually redirect them to the place they should be. Actually, before I get there, I can actually then change this out. So I can say, all right, we're not so educational, like the video, kind of boring. Let's make this more fun. One of our favorite places is, Giphy. And I can say, and this is actually one we've seen a customer use, but you can sort of use this. So you've got Nick Offerman saying, I'm watching you. You can copy the link of that. And then Shep allows you, just like you would be composing an email, to actually just embed an image. I'm going to put it there. Make it 400 pixels wide. And there you go. So now we're saying, hey, should you be here? Change the tone of it entirely. And the next employee goes to Orbitz. You now are getting a completely different message. When they go to Concur, you can then thank them for being there. They listen to you. So thanks for being here. Alternatively, in the sort of like bite-sized policy, you could use this outside of travel. So for example, someone goes to Trello and your policy says you're not allowed to use Trello. Like we have already paid for Asana to use up to do project management. So use Asana. And you can use this, so more visual communication. So why do you want to use Asana instead of Trello? You can have training videos. So here's again how to use this. You can have licenses. So policy, maybe they have to request a license. So instead of trying to make them find that on your internet, you put the form right there. So as you can see, this is all policy stuff. It's all complicated stuff that would all fit into one big complicated document. But now it's being delivered to the employee based on the action they take, the site they're on, and hyper relevant to them. And even now I get into the tool and there's always a place for paragraphs. So, here's a section of your policy that is relevant. It's not 40 pages, it's 2 paragraphs, but I'm able to deliver you just that information at just the right time. And so we are actually running a special right now on Shep. If this makes sense and something that you think would be helpful, and you can imagine a future where the employees follow your policy because they know where it is, they know what it is, and they're able to access it immediately. Shep might be a great fit for the organization. And because a lot of our users are in the travel space, we're actually running a discount right now where if you sign up for a pilot or an annual agreement by the end of the quarter, you're doing a 50% off, and you can lock that pricing in for 2 years. And if you just go to sheptravel.com, you can schedule a demo with me. And we can dig into specific use cases. We try to keep these to 15 minutes. We're at 14, so I think at high speed, we've gotten through this, despite me incorporating children's toys into the presentation. But if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, or you can just type into the text box, and Lainey is going to keep an eye on that if there are any questions. Okay, so one that's being asked that we've seen many times before is sort of how do you get this on employee computers? And basically the way it works is we work with your IT department to push the browser extension. So it's not an external software that they have to, a program they have to log into outside, and it's not a website. So it's the browser extension lives in the web browser. So it works on Chrome and Edge. And so the IT team deploys that and pushes it. The next time your employee logs onto their computer and opens up Chrome, the window will pop up, and then they'll do a one-click single sign-in. So we integrate into your SSO provider, and then that's all they need to do. And for you from the admin side, you can go in and create messages, notifications, bring in dynamic information. So we actually can integrate into duty of care providers. So when they type in Hong Kong, we can tell them what the COVID restrictions are in Hong Kong. So again, dynamic, relevant information. But for the employee side, it's really just a one-click login through SSO. And then when they go to the right place or the wrong place, you can pop up these policy prompts along the way. Another one is about privacy. So you decide what sites you want this to work on. We work on 2,000 travel sites, and I don't know, probably at this point, 5,000 odd other sites. So Asana, Trello, Dropbox, Salesforce, so to kind of drive down that tail spend where employees are signing up for unapproved tools or making purchases outside of your purchasing tools like Concur. But you can really define that. And you can say, I only want this on travel sites. I only want it on US-based travel sites. You can actually pick and say, I only care about Expedia, Travelocity, and Orbitz and Concur. And then it only works on those. And the information we have is we know employee name, email address, and that's how we tie them to you, tie them to the policies they should be delivered. But that's as far as like PII information goes. We do capture obviously some data points. So what sites they went to, like their path. So, started on Trello, went to Asana, logged in. But that's more for your reporting purposes. So you can see these policy prompts driving the sort of behaviors you want. You can opt to not have reporting, and in that case, we won't store any of that information. But that's about it as far as that goes. I think that's it. Any other? Oh, there we go. Globally available. Yeah. So we actually we have clients in, Lainey, correct me if I'm wrong, but 31 countries. One of our clients has deployed to their entire organization across the world. They actually have multilingual, so they've put in Korean characters, Japanese, whatever. So the notifications can pop up, and you can target it and say, show my Italian employees this policy prompt, and you can type in Italian. We don't do the translation, but they just got their teams in each region. They say, here's the message we want, and they just kind of paste it in the Hindi characters into that, so it pops up for them. So yeah, it can be supported globally as well. All right, I think we're a little over time, but yeah, we got it all done. Thanks everyone for joining, and we will have a recording of this. So if you go to sheptravel.com, I see Lainey's put a link in the chat for demos, but if you go to sheptravel.com, you can see there's a link for resources. If you click on webinar, you'll be able to see recordings of this and all our prior webinars. And maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll see you in a couple weeks. Typically every second week. So next week is just a pretty straightforward demo of the product without a model or a theme or sort of a kind of learning piece. But yeah, hope you can join us and bring your friends. Thanks everyone. Have a good weekend.